not get distracted by anything you see along the way.
What are we going to see?
Everything.
There's more between us.
It is now.
It's pretty messed up.
This is ground zero for pretty messed up.
Tonight at 7 on CW23. Next Celebrity Name Game.
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh, yeah, it's probably not that because people made noises and faces.
Monday at 5 on CW23.
After World War II.
And welcome to the Sports Show. I'm Eric Nelson, and for Mike Max, who has a rare Sunday off. We're joined by Patrick Royce, Trent Tucker, former NBA champion, and the iconic Sid Hartman. And Sid, good to see you. How about the Minnesota Twins making a charge here at the All-Star break?
Well, the big question now is they found some players who are performing pretty well. Why would you trade those guys if you need a nucleus next year? Now there's talk of trading some of those people. And then they get prospects who aren't very good. So right now they're playing pretty good. 4 series in a row. The kid in right field, I think he's made a big difference.
Max Kepler.
Yep.
I think Sano came up.
Miguel Sano.
Sano came up and got some home runs. The guy at shortstop is unbelievable. That Eddie Yar comes up and gets 4 for 4 last night. He had a chance to get 5 for 5.
Would have had a cycle if he didn't have Kenny Vargas running in front of him. He hit a gap. He needed a triple, but Kenny's not going to go first. The only thing Kenny's going to go first to home on's a home run. So, but yeah, I like Rosario a lot. But everybody likes Kepler. That's probably the best thing that happened to him. That they had enough injuries that they had to start playing Kepler and bring him up here, and he can play. And Buxton, let him play center field and catch the ball and figure out how to hit. There's some. Sid, they're not going to trade any of these young guys. I mean, that's and by the way, we always talk about trades, and we end up trading one guy for a AAA pitcher.
Who's the most likely to go? Would it be Irvin Santana on a team that desperately needs starting pitching right now?
I think the 2 most likely guys to go are Irv Santana if you pay some of his money, and some of these relievers, but and Eduardo Nunez.
Who's an all-star.
Because he might have his all-time high value.
He'll be in San Diego Tuesday at the All-Star game. Trent, you played in the NBA. What's it like if you're on a bad team and management might want to clean house? What does that do for the psyche of the athletes?
Well, you understand that they're looking to improve the team, and sometimes you have to bottom the team out to get better. If you're a veteran player, now you might have a chance to put yourself in a situation where you can go to a better team to find some playoff success before it's all said and done.
They want enough balls next year for that team. I'd like to make a bet
on Golden State.
They don't do as well next year as they did.
I thought we were talking about the Twins.
73-9. It's a little hard to say. If they're 71-11, they didn't do as good. So, but we're going to talk about.
Hang on a second. Now,
but the NBA, it pays to bottom out.
Yeah,
because you can get
lottery.
You can get Shaq.
Yeah.
You can get. But in baseball, and it's funny how the NFL, NBA mentality has taken over the sports world. Because I'm getting stuff in the Twins should go for the #1 draft choice. Baseball's not, the #1 draft choice is 18. Yeah. He might be able to hit him 3-4 years from now or not. So.
And Patrick, you and Sid have been around the Twins for decades. It used to be when they made trades, they would make smart trades. They could fleece teams. But recent history, I don't know if I want this organization making deals. They're getting fleeced. There's a lot of bad trades in recent years.
Yes.
I think that the commissioner should not allow that trade.
Sid, what are you talking about? We're not talking about the basketball yet. We're talking about the Twins. Twins.
Oh, Twins.
Twins, yes.
Should they
What
make
do you
trades?
think they should do? Trade these guys?
I think if they can make it, people always say, oh, they got to trade this guy. Well, tell me what they're getting.
Right.
I don't know what they're getting. Terry Ryan's not going to announce to me what he's getting. And, you know, tell me what you're getting back, and then I'll tell you who I want to trade. Am I going to get, in baseball, you do want premier prospects, but I don't want, they traded J.J. Hardy for, what? Brett Jacobson and Jim Hoey. I don't want another trade like that. I always say different, no matter what the sport is, and Trent and I were talking beforehand, one guy doesn't change a baseball team, but difference makers. There's a big mass of players who are the same, and then there's difference makers. If I'm not going to get a potential difference maker, I'm not going to trade a good player.
So J.J. Hardy trade is just the kind of trade they would make if they make another trade.
That was our point. That was our
Not a cinch.
Trent, when you have a young prospect like a Byron Buxton, and we've heard about his upside, but it's taking a while to see it come out. What's the waiting period on a guy like that? How patient do you need to be?
Well, it depends on how good your team is and the veteran guys that you have around. Can we still stay consistent? Can we still continue to win and play at a high level and give him time, to grow as a player?
Jackie Bradley is Byron Buxton.
And he's an all-star right now.
Jackie Bradley, Boston, great athlete, great defensive player. They ran him up here, I think, 4 different times, and he couldn't hit. And now this year he's hitting, sometimes you got to wait.
Patience.
Sometimes in baseball especially, because I said the thing, what makes baseball difference is you get signed as an 18-year-old kid, you got to get better 5 times.
Yeah. So great patience is required. We need a little patience. We're taking a break. Come back. Stick with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. RSM. This is the power of being understood. This is RSM. BMW of Minnetonka. Choose from 60 certified pre-owned BMWs at BMW of Minnetonka. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.
Thousand miles and an up to 5-year, 75,000-mile warranty makes it elite. The way it does this makes it a BMW. Introducing BMW Certified Pre-Owned Elite.
Choose from 60 certified pre-owned BMWs at BMW of Minnetonka.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs, fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
All right, J.D. Hoyt's Supper Club, locally owned, nationally known. Chops, steaks, seafood on Washington Avenue, downtown Minneapolis. Welcome back to the Sports Show. A lot of NBA teams have made a big splash in free agency. Sid, the Timberwolves have made a ripple. They bring in Cole Aldrich, Brandon Rush, a couple of former Kansas Jayhawks.
I'm really disappointed in the Timberwolves. I just thought they would do much better from a free agent standpoint. They had a lot of money. Apparently, a guy like Gasol, a guy like a couple of guys that went to New York.
Joakim Noah.
They don't want to go to a club that can't win. They want to go to winners.
Well, the Knicks, the Timberwolves are better than the Knicks.
It's
it
amazing.
was money.
Let me finish. It's amazing every year the Spurs do something. They find a way to do something. That general manager has got to be one of the best in the game.
Trent, Brandon Rush, they needed a shooter. They bring in Rush, and Aldridge, of course, is a fill-in big man. But how good is Rush, who played in Golden State as a backup?
Well, we don't know yet because we haven't seen a whole lot of him throughout his career. We know that he can shoot the basketball. We know he can shoot the basketball. And the one team this thing, will need to add as they move throughout the season is some guys who can shoot the ball from the outside to stretch the defense and to give some of their star players some more room to operate in a one-on-one type situation.
How about Chris Humphrey?
He would be a nice fit for them, I think.
He'd be, the fifth forward, something?
He's available.
I think, what's interesting is this Bjelica is he going to be a helper this year?
Well, he could be.
He can shoot.
Yeah,
he can. If you got a 6'10" guy who can shoot, then you don't need Chris Humphries.
Well, how the game is played today, you need a point guard, pick and roll basketball they can score, but also you need guys who can space the floor. And they're hoping that Bjelica can become one of those guys down the road that can help them with some long
I hope
shooting.
the 20 minutes I saw Chris Dunn in the Summer League is the real deal.
He was electrifying in that Summer League game against Denver. What do you like about Dunn?
You know what, Trent? He's
got some size to him.
He's a little thicker than I thought.
I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited, for this team this year. I think they've beginning to put some nice pieces together. I can understand why the fans are so excited for this season to take place. And when you're able to add a player that you believe that can make a difference to your basketball team, it's going to be a fun team to watch for sure.
How about the guys they got? What do you think of Aldridge, and what do you think of that other guy?
I think Cole is going to give them some toughness on the inside, especially on the defensive end. They need a guy that, if he doesn't block the shot, he can change shots. And, he's an offensive rebounder. Maybe he's going to give the team some second and third chances. And they're hoping that Brandon Rush can provide some outside shooting for them as well.
The way Thibodeau, does game plans and matchups, there'll be nights when he plays 4 minutes and nights when he plays 20, I would think.
Well, and when you play in a situation like that, you always have to be ready. Anytime you come off the bench, you have to prepare yourself that you're going to play significant minutes. Just when your number's called, you're ready to step in and help your team. And veteran guys are great to have in those situations because they understand how to keep themselves prepared to play.
How important is spacing with a guy like Rush and getting him the spot-up look? You're a former shooter.
Well, for outside shooters, you need guys who can command, the double team. And with Karl Anthony Towns and his growth of this past season, he is going to be one of those guys that can create their spacing for outside shooters. Now, it's up to them to knock down the shots to take some pressure off of him. But if you don't have guys who can force the defense to double team, it's hard to open up those outside shooters.
I was talking to Cole's father, Walter, who's a beauty. He's Bloomington, blue-collar guy. He works, she's a sheet metal worker. Mom's, healthcare, goes to old folks' homes to help them. And Walter says he figured it out. Walter's now peaked out at 41 an hour. He's feeling pretty damn good. He said that he figured it out. If Cole plays as many minutes as he played in L.A., he's making $4,000 a minute.
How about the number of teams he's been with?
Quite a few.
Well, that's what happens. Yeah. You start kicking around. You're lucky. You only went 2.
That's 2, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you like this new regime, Trent, Thibodeau, and Layden? Do you think they're laying down the building blocks for a winning franchise here?
Tom brings a winning philosophy for sure. His record speaks for itself. Chicago was a consistent playoff team, and he's a guy that knows how to put a team together. They're going to be strong defensively, and most people have always said that defense will give you a chance to be successful.
He's not as crazy as Muss, though, is he?
Only time will tell, right?
You think coaching is going to make that much difference?
I think he's going to bring a philosophy, that the guys can believe in, and you have to have a plan. If you're looking for success, the plan has to be in place, and the guys have to buy into their plan. In the fourth quarter, you have to know exactly what you're going to do. Who's going to get the ball? Who's going to take the big shot? And can they make a decision when the game is on the line to find somebody else who might be open to have a better shot?
If they got a guy like Gasol,
Gasol.
that really would have made a difference in that team. I think Gasol would have won 10 more games for him if they could have got Gasol.
They didn't get him.
But where does Gasol go? Goes to the Spurs. They That's an amazing organization.
Yes, you said that. How about Golden State? Are you on Durant going to Golden State? You for
Is that a bad thing?
I'm just saying they are.
Okay, all right.
Does Durant deserve all this criticism, Patrick?
Yeah, I don't, it is funny, though. Next spring, we're all going to be rooting for LeBron, the underdog. Poor underdog for LeBron. Can please beat the evil Warriors. It'll be great.
Do you like a super team? Do you like this thing?
Well, he put himself in a situation, where he could make a decision on where he wanted to go. But just because Durant goes to Golden State doesn't guarantee that they're going to win.
Durant.
I mean, LeBron James went to Miami, and they talked about winning 4, 5, 6, or 7 championships. His first year with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, they did not win the championship.
All right, we'll come back with more on The Sports Show.
Change, Frank. Same time next week.
When it drives and looks like new, you'll want to treat it like new. Certified pre-owned by BMW.
Choose from 60 certified pre-owned BMWs at BMW of Minnetonka.
You're watching CW23.
And the sports show rolls on. Sid, you wrote today in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune about the Minnesota Gophers. Where are they on this Athletes Village?
Pardon me?
Athletes Village at the U of M. Are the Gophers going to get all the funding they need?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, you had them today. Sid, you said today that they're doing well since Coyle got here. Since Coyle got here, they're doing well. The Gophers, raising money.
Gophers are doing well in sports that don't mean anything.
Well, no, raising money, though. The great thing, as Sid wrote today, is the new TV contracts. These Big Ten teams are going to have so much money, they don't know what to do with it. So
here's the thing. Basketball, they've done terrible. Football, they've done terrible. They got this money. The money can make a difference as far as recruiting athletes. It'll be very interesting how Pitino does with these 3 new recruits he got. Coffey, no doubt, a heck of a player. The kid from Rochester is a very good player. I don't believe anybody they get from Texas ain't that good, because if they're that good, they're not going to come to Minnesota.
All right.
I'll tell you that.
Trent, is this a make-or-break year for Richard Pitino with the new AD Mark Coyle at the U of M?
It could be, yeah. I think so. A lot of evaluation will go into this season. He knows that he has to, to put a good basketball team on the floor that can compete at the Big Ten level. So it could be a make-or-break season for him.
But here's what he's got going for him. 2-16. Now if you go 7-11 and go to the NIT, we're on the upswing. He doesn't have to do much to be on the upswing. They're not making him go to the NCAA tournament.
What's the bar, though, of Coyle, a guy who comes from Syracuse, where basketball's king?
Well, I think that if he goes 7-11 and goes to the NIT and loses the first round, he might get
So you're
fired.
saying NIT is good enough? Wow.
No, because you're so low.
I understand that.
You're so low.
I understand that, which is a sad indictment of where we are, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to...
Is attendance. They're down to 10,000 average in basketball. And their sale for next year is terrible. Talking about the sale, they are selling 2 football tickets. One of the good games, Iowa, Wisconsin, then you got to take one of the non-conference games.
Yeah, they've done that for years.
$45, and they can't sell them.
Well, here's their problem. The football-wise, selling tickets, here's their problem. The Vikings are about to move in to the Taj Mazzigi, the greatest arena ever, the greatest stadium ever built. And they're going to dominate the fall attention now over the Gophers more than ever. To me, that's their problem, is that they're back to, 45,000 when Purdue comes to town, 42,000. They're going to be the poor stepchild of the Gophers, of the Vikings more than ever.
Is this a year where Tracy Claeys, in really his first full season, has to prove to a new AD that I'm the guy moving forward in football?
Well, Vegas got Minnesota finishing fourth, 14-1. They got
in the West.
Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, all ahead of them in the Western Division. And Tracy Clay, he thinks they're going to win the division.
You guys would have been pretty damn good in basketball if they had two divisions and Michigan, Ohio State, and Michigan State were in the other one.
Oh, no doubt about it.
You guys would have
Iowa.
been a dynasty.
And Iowa,
well,
right?
Iowa's in ours.
You're right,
They got Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State in the same division. You know?
The one thing they got the schedule in their favor, like he said, they don't play Michigan State, they don't play Michigan, they don't play Michigan. But Wisconsin is still pretty good. Nebraska will probably be pretty good. Iowa will be pretty good.
I will say this. No, Patrick's raving about U.S. Bank Stadium, but it's going to be expensive to go in there. If the Gophers can keep costs low and win, they may get some new fans. You need a lot of money to go see the Vikings.
Pardon me?
It's going to be expensive to go to the new stadium. And the Gophers, at least, are keeping it cheap. If they can win, who knows?
He hit the nail right on the head. The Vikings are the big story in town.
But they always have.
People are paying $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 for one time to get tickets. I know guys that I had a heart attack. I couldn't believe they would pay $8,500 to get those Viking tickets. They got 131 suites, and they got 2 left.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. And here's the deal. It's not so much coming up with the $8,000 personal seat licenses. The tickets are like 250% higher. 250% higher than they were in the old place.
If they don't win, that could turn quickly. And we'll get into the Vikings in a few minutes. But.
Vikings are the big thing in this town. And maybe if the Gophers win a few games in a row, maybe people get excited. But here's a great example. If they had one stadium in this town and the Gophers played in that Viking Stadium, it made a big difference. Having the stadium on the campus hasn't meant one big thing. The students aren't buying tickets. Their student sale for this fall is about half what it was last year.
Well, that's why you need a lot of games against Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa, and North Dakota State at home.
You're going to a 9-game Big Ten schedule, and they're making you schedule at least one Power 5 conference, non-conference
like a TCU.
game. So the schedule's better.
Yeah.
You don't have as many rotten teams.
And quickly, Trent, will an athletes village that they're trying to get done, will that help lure in kids, especially from out of state?
You know, young kids today, they love brand new facilities, so it could play a big role.
Was Cook Hall your athlete facility?
Stick around, more to come.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins! Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
Take every step without hesitation. Anticipate your next move with certainty. Because our trusted advisors help you prepare for challenges specific to your business. Our focus is always on you, so your focus is always forward. Experience the power of being understood. RSM, audit, tax, and consulting for the middle market.
You're watching CW23.
Back on the sports show. Hey, about 3 weeks, Minnesota Vikings will be down in Mankato.
Well, I think that'd be pretty good. I think the whole key is the quarterback. If he has a good year and he can throw some long passes and he does a lot better than he did last year, they will win. I think their offensive line will be 10 times better than it was last year. The big question, their offense was 29th last year. It's got to be much better than that. Peterson's got to have a great year. They got to have receivers who can catch the ball. Defense, they've been great. Offense, they've been ordinary.
You drinking the purple
I don't know.
Kool-Aid,
I
Patrick?
saw the other day, Suhan wrote a column saying they got to get the ball to Patterson. Well, we got to get it to Patterson, Treadwell, Rudolph, Charles Johnson, Jarius Wright. I mean,
and don't forget
there's not
about
enough balls. And Adrian
don't
Peterson's
forget about
gotta
Diggs.
Adrian Peterson's got to get 25 carries. We better have the ball 100 plays a game. That's all I know.
But you know what we also have to be good at, Minnesota does, Trent, you know, special teams. I mean, the missed field goal cost them a playoff game against Seattle. You got to be good in that phase.
That's very true. You know, and everybody's talking about the progress of Teddy Bridgewater, but for sure his game has to go to a whole nother level. But the players around him, they have to become better as well.
Yep.
Sid on Sid. Any final comments?
I hope the Twins don't make any crazy trades and keeps those guys for next year, so at least they got a chance to have a competitive team.
All right, there's an endorsement to keep Irvin Santana, Brian Dozier, and Trevor Plouffe.
Well, they got a chance now not to break the 102-loss mark of 1982, which is the most they've ever lost, because they're playing a little better here. Now, that team had 15 rookies, and they finished 44-48. So I don't know if we can keep it. But we're not going to catch the Mets. That's the good news.
The Twins have a winning record against Cleveland and Texas, 2 division leaders in the American League. Go figure. Thanks for watching this week.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. RSM. This is the power of being understood. This is RSM. BMW of Minnetonka. Choose from 60 certified pre-owned BMWs at BMW of Minnetonka. And Bobby and Steve's Auto World. Go to BobbyandSteve'sAutoWorld.com for huge savings on everything from convenience store items to everything under the hood of your car.
We now join the Meat Sauce and Monty press conference.
All right, we're here today to talk about our new show, Meat Sauce and Monty, that's going to be on the CW. We'll take any questions.
Can you describe your new TV show?
It's going to be sports, entertainment, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, national, local, a lot of Vikings, a lot of Twins.
Will you discuss the Packers at all?
Yeah, we'll talk about the Packers. I also can never cheer for them.
And we can also poke fun at them. We can have fun.
Right, yeah.
When does it premiere?
We premiere on July 17th, Sunday nights at 10 o'clock.
KDWB and CW23 want to send you to the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas. Watch Celebrity Name Game all this week at 5 on CW23 and look for the iHeartRadio Word of the Night. Then log on to KDWB.com, keyword contests, and register to win a trip for 2 to the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Good luck from KDWB and CW23.
For $5,000 a head, I can bust you out of the corner.
How are we supposed to find $5,000 a head?
I need to get home to Nick.
Come with us.
I'm the one taking the risk, making a profit. I don't need his attitude. He's not coming with me.
Can you not see how twisted this is?
Containment. Tuesday at 8 on CW23.
As America's longest-lasting pickups, Ram's continued leadership is eye-opening. Like Ram 3500 with the best towing and the best torque. And Ram 1500 with the best fuel economy. It's no wonder more people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Join us now during the Ram Summer Clearance Event. Owners or lessees of competitive vehicles get a low mileage